it's time for a featured review. And for that, yes, it is time for Jurassic World Rebirth. Todd, you're first on this one. Tell us all about it. What you thought?
Okay, so this movie stars Rupert Friend. He plays Martin Krebs, who's a pharmaceutical rep. I guess I should say it's directed by Gareth Edwards. But Martin Krebs has to travel to the equator where all the dinosaurs are surviving in order to get samples to create a new drug and become filthy rich. So he gets Zora Bennett, which is played by Scarlett Johansson, who is an expert contracted operative or something. She leads the group, and then they get this paleontologist played by Jonathan Bailey and another guy played by Oscar winner Mahershala Ali to go along. And then there's this family they come across, and they become main characters for no apparent reason. It has a bizarre opening. They really have milked this franchise for all it's worth. Like, that flashback thing was not all that interesting. We get all that information later anyway. I don't think we needed the first 15 minutes of the movie. But the movie's set up a little bit like Mission Impossible 2 or something. Like, the mission is pretty clear. They go there with a direct objectives. It seems kind of ridiculous. No one knows about it. Big ass injecting needle things. The characters are all annoying and kind of phoned in performances. It tries to be like Jaws. It also thinks it's being Alien. It kind of plays off the original trilogy when crafting of the action sequences, but other than that, it doesn't really feel like those movies. But the movie looks great. Like, the CGI isn't terrible. Like, it kind of looks like it could have been shot on film. I was generally pleased with how the movie looked and all the technical aspects, because I don't think these last few have had that. The having the dinosaurs in the water is pretty freaky, I guess, but that only lasts for a little while until it decides to become the cliche in the movie that you think it's going to be. The random family just bloats the runtime. They provide absolutely nothing to the momentum of the story or to the emotion or the suspense. Like, can't we just have a 100-minute killer dino thriller thing? I couldn't stand those characters. But the stakes are never that high because you know who's going to die. You know which characters can and can't die. I kind of hated the last half hour. Like, they tried to make one of the humans into the villain, but
he saved the day.
Yeah, even he had to save the day. It was super annoying. It's really similar to The Rock also, except they use red smoke instead of green, and they're filling the rockets instead of finding the rockets. 2 stars.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I'm with you on a lot of it. I'm going 2.5 stars. I think when the family comes along and you see how they're going to be used, I had the same thought of why do we need discount Pedro Pascal and his family to be a part of this? Ruben Delgado, played by Manuel Garcia Rulfo. It's discount Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
It totally is. But I don't know. Some of their stuff felt like old school Jurassic Park. Like, this felt like Dr. Grant and the kids wandering the park, where I feel like the other stuff kind of felt more like Jurassic Park 3. The stuff going on with Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, Rupert Friend. It felt kind of like that, which isn't a great one to model yourself after. I think this might have been the first one that had 0 callbacks to the original, other than Jonathan Bailey at one point dropping that he worked for Dr. Alan Grant at one point. Other than that, it had nothing that said we're a part of this 30-year-old franchise that's been going strong, which I thought was kind of interesting, which truly does make it feel like a reboot. Like you said, you know who can die, you know who can't die. I'm surprised that I was kind of shocked at how it copped out at the end and didn't, allow someone to die. That's all I'll say. 2.5 stars. It's entertaining. And like you said, it looks good. But in the end, you're like, nah, do we really need this? I don't think we do. ScarJo's totally phoning it in. Phoning it in the whole time. Mahershala is magnetic as always, though.
It made 150 million in the 5 days. So
I know. I was looking at that
huge.
too. It made 92 over the weekend and 147 million since Wednesday, which is more than F1 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Zach, what do you think?
Okay, so this movie it presents some difficulties because you go in. Well, at least I went in with very, very low expectations because I hated I really have hated most of the Jurassic Park sequels. I don't even know why I watched them. I thought Dominion was awful. I mean, I'm looking at my list here. I have it in bottom 10 of 2022. It's really, I have it number 4 worst movie of the year. I hated how they brought back Laura Dern and Sam Neill. I hated the little kid characters. I hated it. This movie came in with very low expectations. I think it absolutely delivered and exceeded all of my expectations. And you guys reflect the majority of what critics are saying about this movie, which I don't understand. I think this movie was absolutely a riot from start to finish. It was a blast. It was really fun. I had a great time with this movie. I loved that. First of all, the biggest success of this movie, let's get rid of Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. Great decision. Okay, we do not need them. Let's get them off the boat. Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, dramatic upgrades. Okay, they are awesome in this movie. Scarlett Johansson apparently insisted to Steven Spielberg that she really wanted to be in a Jurassic World movie. I completely disagree with the claim that she's phoning it in. I think she's great. She provides this movie with credibility. And I think her scenes are awesome. I think as that character, although I can't remember her character name, she's great. I mean, she fires the weapon in a very convincing way. Now, the family. Yes, lots of critics have harped on the family. So what? There was a family in the first one too, if you can't remember that. And the family was equally corny. But this time, at least the family has some cool sequences, okay? You're telling me you didn't like the sequence with the little girl in the raft? That shit was really cool, okay? Or the plot development when the older sister exits the boat, because that does play an important role later on in the movie. Discount Pedro Pascal. Come on, Terry. That's just mean, okay? He is very good as the father. He has to
I didn't
walk
say he
on a
was
cane.
bad. He's just who you hire if you can't get Pedro Pascal.
He's awesome. I think he's better than Pedro Pascal. Certainly better than the Pedro Pascal movie we reviewed a few weeks ago when he also had issues with extensions on his legs. But anyway, the point is this movie delivers. It sets up, like Todd was saying, it sets up very clearly what the objectives of the mission are. It's a very Christopher Nolan had a preview before this movie. He would appreciate this movie. Okay, it is by land, by air, and by sea, and just like Dunkirk. And I think each of the dinosaurs look unique. It's fun and fascinating to watch it. You're telling me that when they had those big scenes, they're not the Brontosaurus, the Mosasaurus, whatever, the big herbivore dinosaurs, and they played the music, you didn't get a little bit of chills? Because I did. When they had the John Williams music, that was a great scene, a great callback. I think Jonathan Bailey is great in the movie. I think Scarlett Johansson's great in the movie. Fuck it. 3.5 stars. I absolutely, this to me reimagined what was great about the first Jurassic Park. I had a blast from start to finish. I can't really. Here's the only reason why it doesn't even get higher is it was ridiculous to me that the parachute always seemed to land right the hell next to them. Why couldn't you at least give me one subplot where they have to jump in the water because the parachute happened to land 50 feet away? That's all. That is really my only criticism of this movie. I could have watched this movie probably for at least 15 more minutes. I don't know what the critics have their beef. I think a lot of critics decided they didn't like this movie before they went into it. That's all I'm going to say. Thoroughly entertained by this movie.
I mean, I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to, but I'm not going to ever give it a thumbs up. And the thing with the daughter character, it's like that seemed completely out of left field. She's like, it was just like her freaking out. She needed a freak out scene. She's like, hey, remember 2 hours ago when you did this? I'm really mad about that. And I'm like, shit, I kind of remember that. That was so long ago. Why are you bringing this up now?
Okay, let me ask you something. Was there any part of this movie that was boring?
The opening scene.
Okay, the opening scene was dumb. I agree with that.
And every scene with the family.
That was unnecessary. No. The family was good. Come on. He's a terrible boyfriend. He's very funny in the movie. It's a little. I thought it was a little bit like The Descendants and Shailene Woodley's boyfriend. I thought that was a great dynamic.
I was just about to.
He's very
say,
funny.
who's a more annoying boyfriend, Shailene Woodley's in The Descendants or this?
We
guy?
have a punchable face category for a reason because of that character in that movie. The scene where they're jumping off the cliff. That was fantastic. That was fun. Those fuckers are mean. They're like the ostriches. I mean, the aviary dinosaurs are the meanest ones in this movie. I like that they're genetically modified. That shit at the end was freaky, man. I can't believe how much I like this movie. So that's what I'm saying.
Neither can we.
I went in with such low expectations because the last movie was so bad. And all I have to say, Bryce Dallas Howard, I love Ron Howard. We love him. But man, she was really bringing those movies down. And
she's one of the worst actresses.
Chris
in the world.
Pratt was getting on my nerves.
I've never liked Bryce Dallas Howard.
And you pointed this out, Terry, in your review. This is a clean break. You don't really have to have seen any of the previous movies. Thank God. I love the world of this movie. That they're sick of dinosaurs because people are sick of this franchise. And this reinvents it. And I thought that was fantastic. And everybody in my audience agreed with me. They gave it a round of applause after it ended. What the hell? So, no, it's making a lot of money and it deserves to. Gareth Edwards, very talented director. Monsters is a really fun movie that people should check out. This is all you can ask for. I mean, really, this is the best way to reinvent a dying film franchise. And I can't wait for the next one. Bring ScarJo back is all I would say.
I think Monsters is the only one of his movies I've given a thumbs up to. But
I hated Monsters.
We should put this in perspective for the 3.5 stars that Zach gives. That he gave Sinners 3 stars, so he thinks that is more worthy of winning Best Picture at the Oscars than Sinners.
I gave Thunderbolts 3.5 stars too, and Warfare only 3. But if you're talking about just the experience of watching the movie based on your expectations of the movie, and I'm allowed to give whatever the hell star rating I want to because I'm me. I would say this movie so exceeded my expectations that I have to give it the extra half star. I mean, there was no way.
If you're saying you went in with the 0 star expectations,
I did.
You giving it 3.5 stars is like, I mean,
no.
That shows that it's like way higher.
This was a new thing with me. I'm okay now giving 3.5 star movies the extra half star bump to a movie that is really much better than I thought it ever should be. But Minecraft is really that way. That's a 2-star movie. I gave it a half star. It's better than I thought. Thunderbolts, that shit, I avoided seeing that shit for 2 months. This movie is actually entertaining, and I can't say that I was ever bored by it. And you guys can't either. It was fascinating to watch. And Todd's even right. Todd didn't like the movie. But you can even, I like that you even admitted that it looks great. It does look great. It's a cool looking movie and a great storyline. I have it in my top 6 this year. That's depressing, but
I'll say I was hoping it would be good. My expectations were low.
How about the scene where Jonathan Bailey talks about that humans are the most evolved species intellectually, but that doesn't mean that they're going to last 1 million years like the dinosaurs did. Good dialogue. I mean, that was a scene that was worthy of Jeff Goldblum giving that dialogue in the first movie.
I didn't even know that was Jonathan Bailey. I until the credits, I was like, oh, okay, that's who that is. Okay.
That felt like the talk in Life of Chuck.
This was much better than Life of Chuck.
Good call.
Which, by the way, Racing Extinction has like that exact. Like I think it may have pulled a clip from that to talk about the timeline of where we are because it has that exact line of dialogue in it. Anyways, all right.
Todd, you like Rupert Friend in the Wes Anderson movies. Wouldn't you say he's really good in this movie? He's a really good actor, and I think he's great in this movie.
I mean, I do like him as an actor, yeah. I mean, he's fine. I think most of the actors phone it in, though. I mean, including Mahershala Ali. But it's whatever. I mean, but it's not about the actors. It's about the dinosaurs, and we get too much of that stupid family.
The family was fun. I think the best pure action sequences in this movie often involve the family. And again, it's the Dunkirk thing. The first Jurassic Park only was on land. It never had on sea or in air the way that this movie does. And it's really fun. I think that there's a scene in this movie, again, I'll avoid spoilers, but there's a thwarted rescue mission in this movie. They think they're going to get saved and it doesn't happen. That was like a great moment. That was almost Spielbergian and how good it was. Like, whoa. I mean,
was a great predictable moment there.
Not totally unexpected, true, but it was fun to see. You don't go for this
everything played out
movie
exactly how you thought it was going to. That was part of it. And like, do something. Like, I may have considered giving it a 3-star if, like I said, they had let one of the Untouchables die at the end.
Yeah, I mean, like the one kid, he's peeing and there's like dinosaurs creeping up on him. Why don't they just attack him?
That was
such a dumb scene. I was just like, dude, they could kill him right now, and they don't.
No,
and then of course, yes,
he doesn't die.
Random shit happens and whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It's way too dumb.
I don't think it's dumb at all. I think it's actually a very smart movie. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think it's as good as the first one, because I never loved the first one. The first one has stupid elements in it. If
you said it's as good, but you didn't love the first one. You gave this 3.5 stars. Doesn't that make it probably a better movie than the first one?
The first one has Newman as a main character in it. Okay, if you're telling me that Newman is going to play an instrumental role in your movie, then I have to question your motives a little bit. I think this is a great tribute to the spirit of the original Jurassic Park movies, and Spielberg is a producer of this movie. I think he must have had some say in it because there are elements that are Spielbergian in the best possible way, and I can't believe how much I'm endorsing this movie. It must be a dream. It's like Julianne Binoche's Oscar speech. This must be a dream. I don't know what else to say about it. I think the critics have not seen this movie. You guys should rewatch it. I would watch this movie on TV if it was ever on. Yes, move on. We're not going to do that. Adam agrees with me, by the way. He gave it thumbs up.
Okay.
I was texting him right after this movie. I'm like, man, you need to see this movie because it's awesome.
All right. Well, there we go. 2 stars from Todd, 2.5 from me, 3.5 from Zach. Not at all.
It'll go down to 3 next week. I just like the enthusiasm right now.
Yeah, Zach would have given it 2.5 if I had given it 3. Guaranteed.
Absolutely not. I was always thumbs up on this movie. My wife was even surprised. She was like, "Are you kidding? You like this movie?" Because she didn't like it either. She agreed with you guys. I don't know.
You're just like Scarlett.
You know what? That is a fair point. I mean, she is high war in pretty much everything she does, and I really can't think of any movie with hers that I've ever given thumbs down, including the Marvel movies. So
you like Home Alone 3?
I do like Home Alone. So did Roger Ebert.
So you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen her SAT test movie that I know you like, but
Perfect Score.
Perfect Score, yes. I don't know if I've ever given a movie of hers thumbs down. I don't know why
Scoop is one of the worst movies ever made.
Which one?
Scoop.
Oh, I didn't see that, but I don't know why she's in this movie, but she gives it legitimacy. She makes this thing work. She is like
you didn't like Asteroid City.
Oh, that's true. I haven't liked the West. That is true. But to be fair, those movies underutilized her.